Yo, what up guys, it's Flark, and holy cow, Dragonflight. They recently did the talent rework, and the talent calculators are updated, and some of the things were changed in position, some new things added overall, some things just updated to be a little bit more powerful, and oh my god, after I'm done with this video, this will be the most excited you are for DK since Wrath. Since Wrath Classic, right? I mean, this is actual Death Knight, actual World of Warcraft, actual class design, actual game design back again. I promise you this. I know, of course, you're probably saying, yeah, we said that with Shadowlands. Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice. Right? That's the mindset a lot of people will have. Well, scrap that, buddy, because we didn't say this about Dragonflight or Shadowlands. We just got excited for Shadowlands because it was new. But you know what people said about Shadowlands? There's a 2-week cooldown before you can switch your covenant, which means I can't even change it. But then I also have to grind out for 2 weeks for Renown to even play the covenant and get soulbinds. And also the soulbinds have conduit energy, which means I can't really change my conduits without using energy for the... Oh, and also I have to grind out those conduits. Oh, and then I have to grind out the legendary, yeah, and the Renown. And then I have to use Torghast to make the legend. Okay, and then I have to buy a legendary with gold. And then, okay, so, right, that's what people thought about Shadowlands. Of course, I was still optimistic because I like new things, but that is what I was optimistic about. That terrible borrowed power system filled with grinds and sludge, and it aches my heart even thinking about it. This is not that. It is right here in front of my screen. You go to level 70, and you put your talents in, you can switch them everywhere, anywhere. You don't need an orb of talent changing. And if you fuse 3 orbs into a talisman of talent changing, then you can activate that to change 1 talent, but it has a 3-week cooldown and you have to regrind it at the end of 3 weeks, right? That's not how it works. So look, this is wow. Professions are back. Class development. Important design based around your class, not around borrowed power systems that will be scrapped in 2 years. It is going back to how we used to play WoW. They saw how Classic was doing, and they used that to influence their decision. And that's a good thing. So let's all get excited. But I have one more thing to tell you guys, I promise, and then I'll get right into it. Guys, there is a small non-zero chance that I have influence with the things that I say. I'm baffled as much as you are. I'm just some idiot dude that plays video games and rages too much, unfortunately. But there are 2 talents, and one of them you guys are going to recognize by name, Shattering Strikes, that I said to put into the game, and I didn't see it anywhere else. And it's also a very niche talent. This isn't just like I said buff Frost Strike, and then they did it. This is a very niche talent from Legion back when I adored Frost's design. And I didn't see it in any YouTube video, any post. You can prove me wrong if you can, but I mean, I swear to God, Shattering Strikes may have just come from my mouth. Now, of course, they could have just said, no, that's a good one. And they have no idea that I've said it. But in the off chance that, because there's 2 talents like this, actually maybe 3, you can make the argument that 3. If the off chance that anything that I say, if it's like presented well and then given to them in some medium that they can see it, that the people who make decisions actually care about some of the things we contribute here, that is really, really cool. So in the off chance that that's true, go to the comments below and talk, have discussions, make suggestions, talk between each other. I'll chime in there too, and we can create ideas and suggestions and other alternate designs that we think will better the class and present it in valuable format for them to use it and make our class better. Holy cow, that's amazing. Go to the comments and start talking about the things you think about this class and all the things that I've said today and anything that you guys have thoughts on, and just talk. Like, say things, say what's on your mind, whatever it is. Okay, I'm getting into it. Sorry for all that, but really exciting stuff. Okay, now I'm about to blow your mind. Frost Strike. Don't worry about grabbing abilities for the early parts of the talents because, duh, I mean, it's just class development. Remember, all the choices are down here and you're gonna love it. Obliterate. Howling Blast. Rhyme Proc, sure. Killing Machine, Avi. Unleash Friends, we get Remorseless Winter for the stun, and then Frost Strike damage. And now all of a sudden we're already at choices. This is a theory crafting wet dream. Single target build down the left side, AoE build down the right side. Down the middle, there's a package that I think we will always run, and then some utility down here. Let's talk about that package. Pillar of Frost, Enduring Strength, Ice Cap, Frostwhelp's Indignation. This is Icy Citadel, this is Frostwhelp's Indignation from BFA, and they are the package of the Pillar of Frost, right? You get Pillar of Frost itself, now you get more strength outside of Pillar of Frost, now you get more mastery during Pillar of Frost, and now you get Pillar of Frost more often. And I think that is so required that this is going to be a package that you use both on the left side and the right side. You just always run this because it's too good. Pillar of Frost, obviously, you need. That's your ability. But then Enduring Strength gives you Sustain, which we've talked about all throughout Shadowlands. You just don't have it and you need it. And then Frostwhelps actually gives you Sustain because making every pillar more impactful and then making every pillar come back up faster is Sustain. That's like Proc Wings. That's exactly like Proc Wings. Proc Wings has a lot of talents that make it way more impactful, and then it comes back up faster, right? It needs both of those things, because if you had Wings come back up faster, but it didn't do anything, then you wouldn't care. But it does do a lot. We know that. If you make Pillar do a lot, and then make it come back up faster, then every time you press Pillar, people are scared. And Frostwhelps helps with that because Frostwhelps does damage, and it gives you Mastery, and Mastery makes you do more damage, and it scales with absolutely everything. As you'll see down this left side of the row, you're going to get so many extra tools that make your single target more insane. But before I go down either row, let me show you how Ice Cap, because you're like, Ice Cap doesn't feel like it's an auto pick. It feels like an auto pick if you have crit, and you will. Because the single target row gives you Obliteration, which gives you guaranteed crits, and it gives you a ton of crit modifiers right before that, Bone Grinder and Cold-Blooded Rage, which, by the way, were genius ideas, Blizzard. Genius. Keep these in the game forever. That is smart. So you're getting all the crit modifiers that you need right here, which means you don't even need to build crit. You will automatically have it for Ice Cap. So the single target row gets insane use out of Ice Cap, but the AoE row also does, because you will build crit. You will build crit and mastery, because AoE damage generally you don't need as much haste for that in a PvP environment because, well, Chill Streak doesn't scale with haste. Avalanche procs, not really. Or big rhyme hits, doesn't really need haste for any of those things. And yes, you still generate rhyme procs from A-Bomb limbs, so that rhyme build is actually going to do obscene damage. But yeah, the AoE side doesn't need haste, so you go crit mastery and you still get value out of Ice Cap. The single target side does need haste, but you get all the crit you need right here from these three talents. So Ice Cap gets value in both rows. So I'm giving you a package. If you guys know what a package means, it's like something you kind of, that you have baseline in every theory crafting setup. You always have this package, the Pillar of Frost package. It's generally like-minded things that will synergize together and you slot it in, right? So this Pillar of Frost package, Ice Cap Pillar, Enduring Frostwhelps, I think you will always run. It is just that insane, and it complements the Frost DK Sustain so heavily. But let's get even more excited. Let's make Obliterate do 20% more damage. Let's make it do 1,000,000,000% more damage by making it do frost damage, which scales with Razor Ice in our mastery, and we know how good this is. We've been using it for an entire expansion. That's the only good thing about this expansion, Shadowlands, but now it's going to be having the backing of all of these fantastic talents to make it actually incredible. Inexorable Assault, sure. You're thinking, why the hell did I not go down this row? It's because, well, Cold Tiras, that's a talent. That's actually a legendary. How could I not go this? Well, it doesn't matter. That's why. The rune refunding doesn't matter at all. Murderous is just better, especially with all these modifiers that give us Killing Machine. That's just going to give us runes more consistently, and dealing 10% damage is great, but you can see how unimpactful that is when it's right after dealing 20% more damage with Obliterate. Sure, you can grab it and try and funnel as much single target as you want, but watch what I can choose instead. Murderous Efficiency, obviously Might of the Frozen Waste for the two-hander Obliterate damage, which is just too good. Then Bone Grinder, okay, this gives you crit chance. Again, like I said, value Ice Cap without having to build crit. And frost damage, and frost damage is really good. 20% more frost damage is obscene. That's obscene. That's like 20% mastery from this talent for 10 seconds. The single target is going to be so good with just these talents here. Then Frost Strike gives you Killing Machines. That's fantastic. because you get crit chance right here, 20% crit chance right here. And then you can use a crit chance to get Frost Strike crits, which give you killing machines, which give you more crits, which gives you Ice Cap back. Because Obliterate killing critical strikes are the ones that reduce the cooldown. And you're getting guaranteed Obliterate crits from Killing Machine, which you generate from Frost Strike crits. So it's like all of your tools in your toolkit work together to give you damage all the time. It's like your Ret Paladin, but even better now. They're going to have to deal with somebody else being the Ret Paladin of Dragonflight. We're going to laugh in their face. They're going to be like, we used to have this, but now Frost DK has it. Oh my God, the gloating that I will be doing. Oh my God, Obliteration. This is the obvious pick. It's what brings it all together. Guaranteed Killing Machines. So now you have Killing Machines out of Pillar. You have Killing Machines in Pillar, which means you're getting Obliterate crits, which means you're getting Ice Cap back up to give you your Pillar back up. So you can do it all over again with Frost Whelps and Enduring, just making sure that you have as much damage planted into that. And the Bone Grinder giving you 20% more Frost damage. And you were always doing damage, and that's what we were missing. That's what we were missing. From Shadowlands, the entire expansion, we had nothing. We did a 2-minute go that was immediately disarmed, and then we had nothing for 1 minute and 50 seconds. Well, we begged and we pleaded, and I made videos and I made suggestions, and look what happened as a result. It's completely different than that. What are you going to disarm Pillar? I'll have it up in 15 seconds. Okay, now you don't have to disarm, and I'm still doing the same damage as the last Pillar. And then I'm doing another Pillar after that, and then another one, and then another one. It's insane. And then, of course, we're going to grab Shattering Strikes, the talent that I chose. Because, yes, okay, so it does consume our Razor Ice, but we have this talent. Remember, I was going to talk about why I didn't want Coltiris. Because I want Avalanche. You get a ton of Rhyme procs generated during Abomination Limb, and you can use them on Avalanche to give you Razor Ice AoE effects, and you consume them with Shattering Strikes, and you can very easily put them back on with Avalanche again. And thus, you have Obliterate doing all this obscene damage and all these Killing Machines and all this Pillar procs. And then you have Frost Strike randomly consuming all of them for a huge Frost Strike, where if it crits, it gives you another big Obliterate. Oh, baby. That's insane. That is insane. Now we get a couple more talents, I know. You want the Rhyme proc damage, and you're done. Because you get Rhyme procs again from Abomination's Limb, this is just too high of a modifier. What's that say, 150%? What, are you going to skip that? Okay, so you're not building full AoE, but that's just good. I mean, the single target from Howling Blast will still be fine, and when you use them to generate Killing Machine procs during Obliteration, that means you can save your Razor Ice stack. So at the end of Pillar, you do a big Shattering Strike with Frost Strike, and boom, you just nuked their team. And you can do it again in 20 seconds, which means if you didn't win the game, you can actually continue doing damage after that. Wow. Okay. Now the other setup. So you save that loadout, single target, boom. Haste Mastery. This is a guide, literally, right before your eye. This is my Dragonflight glide. I'm literally already making it, and I'll be making it again in Dragonflight. See if anything changes. Okay. Let's grab the package and let's go to the AoE side. Remorseless. You don't need Runic Power. That's worthless. Nobody needs that. Rhyme procs. Get the package. Biting Cold. Remorseless damage. Get another Rhyme proc. Beautiful. Remorseless Winter does even more damage. Beautiful. Chill Streak, obviously. Enduring Chill is the worst one. Yeah, Piercing Chill. You want it to do more damage. Absolutely. Glacial Advance does AoE. Enduring Strength is fine. Because it, did I need that? Really good because it's a Runic Power ability, not just Frost Strike. You know what? Maybe I do this. I think I have to do this. It's kind of weird. I'm not used to not filling something out all the way, but wait, hold on. This one's harder to make. This one's harder to make. I'm okay with this. I'm okay with this. That's fine. Sure. Gathering. Piercing. Everfrost, more remorseless damage. Rhyme proc, Howling Blast deals 30%. Oh, that's so naughty. Look at this. 150%, 60%. Your Rhyme procs are going to be hitting so hard, so of course you want Avalanche for that. Frost Fever critical strikes, grant Runic Power by an additional 5%. Yeah. So here's where we have to be either like literally committing to breath. Okay, so here's where my first suggestions are coming in. Blizzard. These are the best talent trees you've made since Wrath, and I would argue that they're better than Wrath, but I don't want to upset people. They haven't even come out yet. I understand that. I think the overall design is cleaner and more choice-based than Wrath. But regardless, they're at least the best talents you've made since Wrath. Please don't have dead ones, okay? If you don't have dead ones, this will be the most fun I've ever had in my entire life. And you want me to have fun, right, Blizzard? You really do. You love me, man. Come on, I do nothing wrong, except for all the things that I do wrong. Cold Heart needs to be unnerfed in PvP, at least some. Think about this. Breath needs to be fully unnerfed. It's already bad. It's bad by design. It spends all your runic power, and if you get CC'd, you lose. It's a 2-minute cooldown, and we know how bad 2-minute cooldowns are. You had an entire expansion where Frost was designed around 2-minute go, and it sucked. So you know that. You don't need more testing. It sucks. Unnerf this in PvP. Let it go full. If it's crazy nuke, then let people press gateway or trinket wall, and if they die to it, they just are bad. They're just bad, okay? So let it be unnerfed. So, assuming that it is, let's do this. Now we're at level 67, and that's fine. Maybe we get Frostworms? Maybe unnerf this a little bit too. And then we would need absolute zeros, so we have to unpick something. Can I unpick that? Oh! I can't. Wait, I can. Oh, I can. Yeah. Would Cold Heart be unnerfed? Because then I can get Empower. We're gonna keep it like right here, like this. So this is the AoE setup. You can see how much more difficult it was for me to put together. That single target one, I was just loving life the entire time. The AoE one was harder because we have to navigate a landmine of things that are nerfed in PvP. Frostworm's Fury, Breath of Sindragosa, and Cold Heart. These 3 talents are all on the middle right side, and they are all nerfed in PvP right now. Something should be done. I'm not saying just make them 0% nerfed. Maybe Cold Heart just does too much damage when completely unnerfed. Maybe it can actually just one-shot somebody. Look at the modifier, see if it can be changed. Cold Heart 33%, Breath 0, Frostwhelps 50, makes total sense. Right now, Cold Heart is like 66 or 70. Frostworms is like 70 or 66, and Breath is 33. Breath doesn't need any because it already has a massive downside. Cold Heart has a massive downside, but we don't want to be actually one-shotting people, so maybe 33 to 40 is fine. Address these modifiers. Remember, you know me, I'm grounded. I'm not going to say go make them all 0 so I can just one-shot somebody with every button press. Address them. They were trash all of Shadowlands, so they do not need to stay the same. I get if there needs to be a modifier, but they don't need to stay exactly the same. This is an entire 2 years of proof that Frostworms was barely ever pressed, except in like absolute 0 stuns. Like using it kind of did like 9k damage, and your Obliterate hit for like 25 because Obliterate guaranteed crit and Frostworms didn't. So reduce this one. Breath hasn't been used since the Cold War. You can change this one to 0, and Cold Heart, just address it. Do some testing. What is it at 33? I can do testings for you. I can just do math. What is it at 33? What is it at 40? What is it at 20? It doesn't need to be 66 or 70, okay? Let's just... Okay. And that's the AoE setup. And kind of the hybrid setup. It's really hard to go down the left side. I'm going to save a hybrid build for Dragonflight's release, but there is a way to go like half and half, kind of like you were playing Shockedin. Remember in Wrath, right? Of course, you could go down half one tree and half the other. That's kind of what you can do here, where you can go like half the left, half the right. But that's going to take a ton of thought, and I want to move on to Unholy here. But what is the final verdict? The single target build is the most incredible thing I've ever seen, and every single decision you made, Blizzard, was genius. Thank you. Thank you. The AoE build still has insane merit in huge cleave situations, Windwalker DK, RBGs, and you can save loadouts, so that's very good, but you will navigate a landmine of PvP talents, or sorry, PvE talents that are nerfed in PvP. So maybe address that, please. Okay. Unholy. Fester, Scourge, your boy, Outbreak, Dark Transform, of course. Okay. Let's take a look. Similar thing, a left side, a right side. But very, very different in how they're built. There's like pet damage build, there's rot damage build. Oh, there's so many good things here. God, we're gonna be loving this expansion. So you got Infected. Let's take the left side first. Unholy Blight, that's pet damage. Let's do the pet damage build first. We need APOC. Do we need Runic Power? No. Fester? Yeah. APOC? Sure. Let's pass on the Rune Generation for right now. Runic Power Generation might be a little better. Magus, they buff this insanely. Let's avoid the Epidemic because it's just utility and we might be able to just pop in more damage. Of course you want Dark Transform. Of course you want Dark Transform. Oh man, Unholy is way more complicated than Frost and people love that about Unholy. So, okay, avoid everything that's D&D. That's cool. That's so cool, isn't it? Plague Bearer. Inflict disease upon your enemies, spreading festering wounds equal to the amount currently active on your target. What? That's really cool. It's RPG centric, but that's still really cool. We need the Rune Generation, it looks like, then. Because I don't think we need that AoE centric stuff. Do we need to pick one of these to go down? That's crazy. Okay, hold on then. Let's get Infected Claws. Oh, wait, we could just go down. The Rune Generation is very valuable, though. How Unholy is going to be so hyped. Theory crafting this. Oh, yeah, let's get All Will Serve. And Unholy Pact. We don't know if Army does anything in PvP yet. Let's get Gargoyle then. Yeah, we want Sundoom. Hey, Scourge Strike damage. Sure, I can add single target. Of course we need Gargoyle. 100%. This is minions, right? Yeah, minions. Yeah, and Gargoyle and Army of the Dead damage. Okay, but that's also your APOC Army of the Dead, right? So what are they going to do with this? Because Army of the Dead, this means your A-Bomb does more damage. You guys know how much I love A-Bomb damage too. What are they going to do with this? This is where Unholy falters a little bit because Army of the Dead is just such an iconic ability and you just can't use it in PvP. Do they do anything to make it change? Wait, I have a voice. Hi, Blizzard. It's me, Flarkness. You got to do something with Army of the Dead. Unholy is good right now, but only because you've buffed it so many times that it's just crazy in PvP because you had to buff it every expansion. You don't have to make that what it is. You could just make the core mechanics of the class work. So just make Army of the Dead switch to Raise Abomination in PvP. I'm a genius. Make it just become Raise Abomination and then take away the PvP talent slot. And now you've increased the value of the core mechanics of our class while saving us a PvP talent slot and removing a dead talent. So I'm gonna assume they do something like that. Wait, can I make a time? I'm making a timestamp here. Blizzard, please listen. Army of the Dead should just be Raise A-Bomb in PvP. It applies wounds, that's really good. Still does a hefty chunk of damage. If that happens, then this is gonna make it do more damage, and that's gonna make it do more damage, and Raise A-Bomb is gonna be slamming people while applying wounds. That's awesome. Okay, and then we would absolutely want Army of the Damned, and Superstrain is so fun, but I think we want pet damage here. Do you guys see how unbelievably insane Unholy Theorycraft is? Are we ever going to stop thinking up new builds for Unholy? I almost am going to stop here and just talk about the rest of the talents. Oh no, I'll talk about the disease build a little bit. You guys see what's on our hands right now for an entire expansion, right? Even if they somehow didn't do this change, the rest of the rows are so interesting with the Death Coil Cleave and the Rot build and some of these choices actually matter. Like this is also really, really good. And I didn't even talk about Plaguebringer yet. That's the disease thing. Oh my God. Are you guys excited? Dragonflight? Months? We're going to be theory crafting for months and we're still going to be coming up with new things. And we don't need to grind artifact power to do it. I told you, if you're not excited now, I don't know what to tell you. So this is a pet setup. Of course, you grab Magus because all of your pets are going to do more damage from things like Unholy Aura, your Mastery. You've got Commander buffing up your Gargoyle, who is doubled in damage from Shadowlands, so that should be finally good. And then you have all the Dark Transformation modifiers, and you have the Dark Transform. I want one more modifier on that. Can I sneak it in? Can't sneak it in there. Can I sneak it in anywhere? Yes. Just Lose some rune generation. Oh, yeah, dude. I could even do this. Oh! Okay, so the pet build's insane. Pet build's insane. Yeah, absolutely insane. I mean, you get the full Frenzied Monstrosity modifier. You get your army back up faster, which we're hoping becomes Raise A-Bomb. You're buffing your army, which hopefully becomes Raise A-Bomb, and your Gargoyle, which has been doubled in damage, and now your Gargoyle is insane. You also give them 20% more damage, and you scale with your Mastery, and you get a Magus that scales with all those things, and you get Apocalypse, which scales with all those things. You get the Dark Transform modifiers, and you make Dark Transformation last longer and come back up faster. And then he applies wounds that you can use to spend to keep buffing your class. Do I not have Festermite? I swear Festermite was in here. Oh no! How do I get that? How do I get that? How do I... This is the best expansion of all time. I have real, thoughtful decisions on my hands. Because this is so good. Of course I want to go down the right side. I don't think you can go down the right side fully and the left side fully. Guys, in the comments below, you guys are about to link some... You can link stuff, right? Link. I want to see some links, some copy-paste links in my comment section below for what you guys came up with on Unholy. Holy cow, we are going to be working together. This is going to be a unifying effort. This is going to be the first expansion. I'm non-toxic. I'm actually going to be a positive person. I am going to be a good person for 2 years. That's such a good feeling. We're going to be working together to find... I think I'm going to put it in your hands. And I'm going to come back during Dragonflight. We're all going to see what we've come up with. And I'm going to make guides based on experimentation. Because I can't... This isn't... Let me take a look at the disease build real quick. This is insane. This is the greatest expansion I've ever seen. The video devolved from being so precise in Frost to just being mystified and Unholy with how well this is. Oh my god. Probably Ruptured, but we need this for the disease build, right? Plagued. And we need Festermite because it just... is so much strength. And then you need Even Fever, of course. Of course you need Even Fever. And I guess you can throw in some rune generation, right? Oh, that would be good, but let's not freak out yet. Penis! Sorry. I got a little, yep. This is devolving to my stream attitude now. Sure. Yep. Good. Great. Superstrain. That's what I wanted. Okay. Wounds. Wound strength burst. More shadow damage. Loving it. I don't know what you would finish this off with. Ruptured. Death coil damage? Death coil cleave? And then you don't get the dot though if I go down that route. You really need Superstrain. Superstrain. So what does this build give you? It gives you Festermite and the strength, and then wounds to get that strength, and haste to get more strength because you can burst wounds faster, and then mastery, and then damage, and then Superstrain, which is allegedly insane in beta right now. And then Plaguebringer, which makes your Superstrain more insane. And then Even Fever, which makes your Superstrain even more insane, or your Virulent Plague version of it more insane. So all your diseases do more damage with Plaguebringer, and then just Virulent does more damage here. And then all of your diseases be taking like crazy fast. Blood Plague actually scales with your Mastery and does more damage based on Death Rot. And you get a ton more strength, which is a modifier to all your diseases, and just a regular damage modifier, which also increases Superstrain. So your dots, your rot pressure is actually going to be obscene. And that's like kind of like more like regular Unholy. You have a pet build and a rot build instead of just a wounds build that does nothing. I'm about to like get up from my chair and just like, I mean, this is the greatest. Okay. So there's my Frost setups from before. They are precise. There's some things going on the right side that I need them to change. Here's my Unholy setups. They're a mess. And that's awesome. Because the mess is a beautiful mess. It's just very hard to theorycraft because there are so many good choices. And that's what we want. Because that means our class is designed right and we're struggling with what is actually going to be the best here. We have a rot setup for Shadowcleave. We have a pet setup for TSG. We have all of these options. And oh my God, I think they all have merit. Suggestions, Blizzard. Take a look at the PvP modifiers for Frost on the right side there. Very important. They were trash for 4 years. That means you can probably do something to them. And maybe think about just making Army of the Dead switch to raise A-Bomb. You give us a PvP talent, you solve all of our base kit problems, and we can use the talents that you have put into the game that are so, so cool. Comments below, guys. I better see some links to some builds, some comments on some talents, some choices that you guys made. What you guys think I may have missed in the Unholy setup. What a beautiful talent tree. I will see you guys soon. And I will definitely see you in Dragonflight. Peace.